I've even gone as far as removing Leokin from the stream overview now.
Oh wow,
Savage.
Sorry, Leokin.
sad.
Well, that's what he gets for dying, isn't it?
Too bad.
How does one
Too
how do you invoke the mid-journey bot?
Slash imagine. Cool. Last session, we opened up initially with first of all Eleanor bringing Carl back round to consciousness, and then a discussion very briefly on bringing Carl up to speed on what he'd missed whilst unconscious. Z, Warforged, and Eleanor. Yeah, Z, Warforged, and Eleanor all made their way to the Hungry Horse. Upon arrival, Eleanor initially tried to get some sense or pass some instructions on to a few of the people patronising the tavern, but either got no response initially, or responses kind of dwindled during communication as each seemed to be overtaken with this kind of mental pain, mental anguish they seemed to be suffering. Whilst this was going on, Elwyn was tracking Carl as Carl headed through the city, headed to what turned out to be the homes of his wife and daughter. Both of whom he told to get to safety, and of course, the safest place Carl could imagine was the Beard and Barrel Tavern.
True.
Elwyn and Carl. Then Elwyn was able to tell Carl the rest of the group were at the Hungry Horse, and they decided to make their way back, stopping briefly on the way to procure some potions of healing from the broken staff, which was not technically during opening hours at the time. Eleanor, whilst this was going on, headed to her parents' house, telling them that things were out of control in the city and that they should get out of the city. Gave them instructions to head to Pear Trees, and upon arrival there to wait a day to see if Eleanor arrived, or just to hear from her. And if they did not hear, they were to make their way to the wharf. Following that, you all reconvened and met up again at the Hungry Horse, at which point there was a long IRL, about an hour's debate, I believe, about what the next step should be. Eventually, after much sort of uncertainty, deciding that you would head back to the archives and attempt to deal with or destroy this brass ring which you'd found in the lower levels of the archives. Whilst this was going on, Z revealed that the voice that had previously communicated with them and with Leokin in the past, which is somehow tied to the book, had opened up lines of communication, and perhaps there was some suggestion of assistance or power through that. And the general feeling from Z and the party was fuck that, essentially. Made your way back to the archives. On the way, you were interrupted by Wenda, who told you that she was aware. First of all, was looking for your group, understanding that you were probably something to do with this trouble and situation, and was able to tell you about some explosives stored at a nearby watch house, which you procured before heading to the archives with the intent of destroying the ring, or at least destroying/caving in this room, I believe. Making your way down through the archives, you were attacked, jumped by some intellect devourers. This encounter went particularly poorly for Wenda, who was intellect devoured and left on 0 intelligence score, unconscious. Aware though that you didn't really have time to stop at this point. We were getting very close to the sunrise when you were told you had to complete this this exchange of the book. You pressed forwards, left Wenda at the top of the staircase on that sort of jail level, and headed down to the lower level. Once there, Carl began setting up the explosives, at which point the voice of Murdry communicated and just repeated that offer from before, sort of one last time, that essentially it was a case of handing over this book that Z has in their possession to the Illithid, or they would take the city. And in bold style, Carl told them that the book was there and to come and get it. At which point, 7 Illithids appeared around Carl inside of that brass ring where he was stood. Z in this moment went to cast a firebolt. I believe actually initially they very quickly knocked you unconscious, didn't they, Carl? As is traditional in these encounters. Z went to cast a firebolt, but having previously rolled pretty lowly on their perception, was unaware of an intellect devourer adjacent to them, which attacked and interrupted that firebolt. Dealt some damage, but was not able to devour the intellect of Z, who is immune to that due to their high intelligence score. At this point, as things looked to be turning, Z was again made an offer by that voice. This voice with the sound always in the background, that sound of like metal against rock, and told that this voice could deal with this, could end this situation. If Z was willing to allow them in, to let me in, I believe the term was, and in a moment of desperation / lack of solid other choices, Z agreed to do so. At which point, that firebolt that Z was preparing to let go sort of erupted, lit Z's entire arm alight. And before anything else could progress, you all found yourselves in some kind of dream state, flashback, inside of these what quickly became apparent to be memories of each member of the party, but unable to interact, unable to move. You're aware of your surroundings. But you weren't able to actually interact with them. We initially saw Carl on a city street, reacting poorly as he pulled a body out from some rubble under what looked to be like some kind of explosion. Looked like some kind of building had sort of been in some kind of situation. Carl sort of dropped to his knees in anguish and pain, at which point all the rest of the citizens and the guard around in this scene just turned and laughed. Elwyn was then forced to relive the moment he returned to his tribe, and found them dead due to the Austral curse and the results of the Staff of Willing. And this silence in the forest at the time was broken as all the birds in the forest, in the treetops, began to laugh at Elwyn. We then went to Dwarf, the city of Estabrook, which is the home of Eleanor. Reliving this memory of leaving her home and this place that she loved and her family loved so much, and doing so out of desperation and knowing that the place they were going was this hard, sort of horrible place in comparison to the home. And just this memory of walking through the city, but this time every single person in the past just stops, waves and laughs. We then returned to Warforged, watching as their creator died to the Austral curse. And then this long wait as Warforged, at this point, with no power of free choice, it was just a tool, essentially, waited for hours, I think 7 hours, before the Raven Queen approached, and essentially gave Warforged the choice to the power of free choice, and entrusted them to continue the same task that their creator was on, which was to reforge the weapon which was used to kill the old gods, Warforged was warned by the Raven Queen and had been previously by their creator that if this was not done, the world would end. And as Warforged came to terms with this the first time in their existence having a decision to make rather than just being told what to do, their creator just laid on the floor beneath them, laughing. Finally, we experienced Z sat at a desk, more recent than any of these other memories, transcribing the book that everyone's aware of, but then stopping and turning, almost seemingly aware of the presence of the party for the first time in any of these experiences. Z stared into their own eyes, laughing before delivering a monologue predicting the death of all life in Thentos, the death of the landscape itself of Thentos, and the end of the world, before predicting that whilst everything else would die, they would not, and they could not be killed. There was then a booming and explosion sound, which was where we left the session. Also, having watched back on the last week's session, I don't think it made it very clear that monologue at the end was actually delivered by Z to the party. But if it was,
Yeah, see, I didn't realise that.
Yeah,
I sort of realised that when I watched it back.
And now I realise I may have fucked up even more. But it's fine because I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, you'll be fine, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
So you've all been sort of unable to move, unable to interact as each of these memories, flashbacks, twisted memories sort of play back, and then there's just this explosion. As that happens, that whole scene falls away. You find yourselves back inside this room on the lower levels of the archives again. And as you hear that explosion, that burst of flame and energy, you see Z's whole arm lights up a light at this point. Their entire arm is a flame. It bursts out energy across the room, like lights up the room entirely. Z, it's up to you how you wish to use them. You have 3 firebolt attacks you can use.
Oh shit, they're dead.
Carl stood above some explosives.
Yeah, I'm gonna not explode Carl. Yet. Because we just got Carl back alive and I don't really fancy blowing him up.
But you know it can be done, so...
Do it.
Well, I've just realised actually my attacks could be at disadvantage because I'm next to a little guy.
Yes, they would be, yeah.
Balls.
Well,
Well, fuck it. Yeah, I'll just like straight down the line of the ones in front of me. Throw some firebolts. I guess they just launch a little uncontrolled. I pull my arm to the side slightly to because Z was pointing directly at the explosives in Carl's hand, and I guess like second guesses themselves just as they kind of come back to, and yeah, just pulls the arm to the side and then lets it go just down the line instead, starting with this one in front of me. This one's the one that's currently grappling Carl, isn't it?
Yes.
So we'll go with them. Disadvantage is control.
Yeah, and I believe it should do it automatically.
Exciting. It does. That's terrible.
It's not great.
We'll try that again.
If I was being mean, I would say the animation hit Carl there, but...
That's a 2 again. And that's a 5.
Tremendous. And at that point, we will drop into initiative. Seems like that advantage you had did not pay off, Z.
No, I had disadvantage, remember, not advantage.
I meant the free attack, but yeah.
I'm very funny.
I'm entirely sure how I get to roll initiative when I'm grappled. And
Yeah.
stunned.
So Eleanor, your vision comes back as you do. You hear that explosion as Z lets out these 3 firebolts, all of which do not sadly achieve much. You are top of initiative.
Um, I'm just gonna draw my bow
Yep.
and say something along the lines of like, calm down. We haven't got the book with us. So if you kill us all now, you'll never get it.
You actually get a response. There's no verbal response, but inside your minds, you actually just hear the sound. It's actually Murdry's voice just laughing.
Oh, fuck off, Marjorie. Even though I say that, you can see like my hand is a bit shaky on the old bow. It's drawn, and I guess if you will allow me, I'd like to hold an action
Yeah,
for if they do something hostile. I don't want to do anything else though.
that's cool. Any
If you
hostile
allow me
action
to hold
from
an,
them, yeah,
yeah, if you allow me to do that,
yeah,
then that's
absolutely.
great.
Cool. Yeah, this one here is first initiative, and just responds immediately. Begins to move down towards Z. It's up to you whether you consider that hostile, Eleanor.
No,
Okay.
no, I mean something like an actual attack where they may deal damage.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, beelines down towards you, Z, and then swings a tentacle out at Z.
I use shield.
Cool.
This would trigger it, won't it? So yeah, so I will I will fire.
Yeah.
1 second. Even though it's a bit annoying because it's going to be at like not disadvantage, but surely it's like -2 or something because it's over the head of my buddy.
That'll hit though. That's good.
Cool.
And you get sneak attack now because it's next to
Yeah.
you.
That was the plan all along, Z.
I like being bait.
Yeah, dashes down at you, Z, swings the tentacle out. You see it coming just in time to put your shield up, and blocks it. Physically, the tentacle sort of slams against this shield in front of you. You see it as it sort of stops only inches from your face. And then, just as that happens, you hear the whiz of Eleanor's arrow as it comes across your shoulder.
Lying elbow!
Warforged, you're up.
Um. This one.
That
I'm
one
just-
adjacent to Carl has Carl grappled currently. Yes. If that's what you were asking.
That is what I was going to ask, but I don't know if I should go for that one because it would probably kill Carl if I do, and then, but then Z's also like next to one.
Yeah, I'll be alright. Got a whole turn till that gets to do anything. If you can get Carl out, then he can drop those explosives and run.
Okay.
If not, I might just fireball him.
Hold on.
But I am getting a little bit tired of Carl dying, you know. He's getting a bit too good at it.
But if you just let him die, then you can't do it again.
Thentos charm.
I'm gonna. I think I'm targeted on it. I think
Looks
I'm gonna blight.
Spells, exciting. Warforged.
Oh, bloody hell. That's a lot of dice.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
It does pass. So he takes half damage for that. 16 damage goes through though.
Oh, it's actually called a Garbonoid now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice to be remembered.
Halfway to run out your spell slots, Warforged. Any special you'd like to do?
No.
No. Cool. Cool. This one here. Similar to that first one, just dashes towards Yuzi.
Oh.
Again, swings out a tentacle at you,
Oof.
which hits through the shield.
Yeah, I'll do it. That's crap.
Yeah, that hits. 15 psychic damage, and you are stunned and grappled.
Yeah.
This next one is up. And... Whoa. Moves down to here. And then just takes a dash and closes some more space coming down to here, coming up alongside you, Warforged. Z, you are grappled and stunned.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do? You can talk stutteringly or falteringly, I believe.
I got nothing. I'm stunned.
Nice.
I'm in trouble.
This one here moves down straight past Yuzi, ignores you at this point, seeing that you're wrapped up with this other one, and this one, Warforged, just the same, throws a tentacle out towards you, which is a hit. Make an intelligence save for me. Warforged. Which is also a fail.
I really hope you're all excited to meet Dinky Dinkums.
23 psychic damage, Warforged.
And grappled.
You are
Wait, who's Dinky Dinkums?
Dinky Dinkums is my backup character.
Oh, I see.
I think these guys are going to kill us so hard that our backup characters will die as well.
I was wondering
I've got a
whether I
backup
should.
character.
I'm wondering whether I should make a backup character.
Yeah, it'd be fine. Just run.
No, I have a backup plan. It's like I have a character idea. Just haven't written it down.
This one here dashes down to this point.
We're obviously all going to die, right? This is not an unwinnable encounter.
And then dashes past you, Warforged, again, seeing that you are grappled at this point, and just closes the distance on Elwyn and Eleanor. Carl, you are grappled and stunned.
As grappled and stunned, is there anything I can do?
I think it is talk. Is it talk? It's like it specifies you can
And
talk,
speak falteringly.
That's pretty
Just
much it.
literally just struggling against the tentacles and the freezing or whatever. Carl is just going to growl out as loud as he can. Light them up.
Wish I could.
This one here, the last one, the group hears you, Carl, as you call that out, and just swings at you its own tentacle attack.
I will attempt to duck.
Apparently, even grappled and stunned, it does miss you.
I just bounces off the armour.
Decide amongst yourselves how that's possible.
Not that I've actually got any armour.
Elwyn, things are going south.
Can I light an arrow on fire?
Have you got a torch or something with you?
I have got a torch.
You can. It'll take your action this turn to do it.
Okay. I will do it, and I will just step back there.
Yeah. Okay. This intellect of ours already has managed to attack you once and just does the same thing again. Just doesn't learn anything from its previous failure. Attempts to devour intellect on you.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
You take no damage. And then sort of in some sort of mix of frustration, anger, it sort of swings out its claws at you as well.
I can't use reactions, right?
That's true. Hits you for 5 slashing damage. This one that has you grappled, Carl.
Yep. Struggle.
Indeed.
It's
Attempts
done.
to. It already has you grappled as it is, and you now see it just reaches out with its other tentacle-like arm and attempts to, as you have experienced firsthand, tear your head open to get to the goodness inside.
Managed to roll away in some way.
Again, even stunned, unconscious, and with 2 advantage attacks, they miss you. It's not enough. Ella.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stab this fucker next to me.
Yeah.
I think 1 second. Yeah. So, for flavour reasons, I begin to cast a firebolt from my hands, aiming it sort of towards Carl, and then just stop myself, say, no, I can't do that to you. I guess we die together, and then I'm going to stab this guy. Instead. And obviously miss. I spent too long monologuing. But I will take a bonus action disengage.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought my bonus action was to equip my sword actually, so no, I can't do that.
Stay where you are.
Yeah.
Bold, I like it. This one, Z.
This is the one that missed me.
This is the one that missed you. Doesn't have you grappled, yeah. Swings out a tentacle at you.
Yeah, can't do reactions, so it hits.
It does.
Wow.
You are now grappled by 2 of these things. You are swarmed and surrounded by them at this point.
Nicely popular.
Warforged, you are grappled and stunned.
What does grappled mean again?
Grappled is you can't move. Stunned is you can't retake any actions. You can basically speak just about if you want to.
Oh.
No?
No, he just accepts it. He accepts his fate.
Accepts it. Nice. This one, Z, has you grappled.
Yeah.
And yeah, it attempts to extract your brain.
To be fair to it, it is a pretty nice snack. All yours.
Shit.
Well, that's not good, is it?
I mean, it's suboptimal, if we're being honest.
It's not great.
I can't do anything. So
No. Yeah, you're grappled by two of these things at this point. This is like overwhelming. This one here, let's go, swings in with its other tentacle, and as it does, you can feel it, Z. You feel as your skull is just it initially hits you, wraps around, and just it doesn't tear at your skull. It crushes your skull, and you feel that this searing, absolute searing pain as your head, the pressure builds and builds, and then you almost hear it before you feel it. You hear the crack as your skull just caves in. Z, you got any last words?
no, none. The briefest of raising of a hand with a little flicker of a spark aiming towards Carl, but
Warforged, you're stood sort of 10 feet behind this. Part of the blood just out splashes on you as you're grappled. This one that's got you grappled, Warforged. In fact, that's not the one that's got you grappled. That's the one that ran up alongside you, to be fair. Swings a tentacle attack at you.
Mm.
It hits. You are now in the same position Z found themselves with two of these things grappling you, surrounded by them. Oh, sorry, hang on, give me one moment. Lizzie's just coming up in 1 sec.
I wasn't expecting to be the last one
You want to borrow
standing.
my phone? Of course you can. 1 sec.
I don't know. Elwood will be the last one standing.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yes, we are.
Wait, so Z like fully dead?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
he's dead. He's
I
gone.
think Ellen's going to be the last one standing.
Splat dead. So much for not being able to die. Honestly, what a load
Yeah,
of nonsense that was.
Carl's been that dead as well.
Wait, so your head's like exploded, or is it just are you just dead? Like
Exploded.
Yes to both.
Okay.
I had some great plans as well.
Yeah, look,
I
there
mean,
they are
he
on the
can't
floor.
take over the world now.
I needed a turn. That's
You
what
let
I
him in
needed.
and he came out.
Yeah,
I guess.
Sorry to tease with that turn tracker, Z, but it's not your turn. You are.
Yeah, I mean that's just brutal.
Yeah. This one here is the one that does have you restrained, Warforged. Yeah, similar to what you've just seen with Z. Swings. It's got you wrapped up with one arm. It swings the other one around at your head. Your head, Warforged, bear in mind, is already torn open from a previous encounter with these creatures. That is a crit as well.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a little bit of damage. Just a small amount, you know, nothing crazy.
I think Warforged might be dead.
Blue.
Warforged, you've been in this situation before.
Oh,
Warforged,
Yeah, Warforged,
yeah.
you have no brains to extract.
This time, swings at
Oh,
you
but-
like it knows no better in that situation, Warforged. It swings at you, wraps around, and it gets an absolutely perfect hit. Probably expect that this is feasting time, and then as it does, what is left of the top of your skull, head, facial structure is just smashed clean off. Eleanor and Elwyn, you see Warforged, it's up, you know, from the feet up to the shoulders as it's always been. Now that there's just this stump of wood and metal at the neck and nothing left atop that.
well, am I dead, or am I just? I'm so confused. I'm guessing I'm dead because I don't have a head.
This one here, alongside you,
You
Eleanor,
do look dead.
just swings a tentacle attack at you. You've studied these things. You chose to stay here, and you've just seen what they've done to your comrades. It's enough to give you a feel. You see what's coming, and you're able to dodge out of the way of that. Carl, you are in the shit.
Yep. Well, there isn't anything I can do other than attempt to break free, but there's no way of getting out of the stun. So
This one here does not have you grappled, if I recall.
No.
No, it does not.
Can I punch it?
No, but it can attack you. Nice. Gets a hit on you, but it misjudges the movement. Isn't able to grapple you still. Elwyn, you've just seen Z's brain splatter and explode. Similar to how you saw Carl's go 24 hours ago. You've just seen Warforged's head knocked clean off. You've got that flaming arrow. You've got it notched back.
I will aim for the explosives.
Cool. Make an attack roll for me.
You good?
How do I make it with not targeting anything?
Just do D20 plus. What do you get? You get plus 7 for you.
Attack.
Yeah, it's enough. You let go of that arrow. It bolts past you, Eleanor. You feel the heat as this comes past you. Makes its way up the hallway, and Carl, stunned, slightly out of it. You can see this coming right at you. You see the flame coming towards you on the arrow. It lands just in front of you, but it's enough to trigger this package of explosive you placed down previously. Everyone on this floor will have to make a dex save for me.
I fail.
I feel like I was looking in Carl's eyes as I'd done it.
And as it hits the ground and starts to burn, I'm just going to...
Minus 80.
Oh, because... Yeah, why?
I rolled a
Because
26.
you're grappled and stunned.
Oh,
I rolled a
You
20.
can't succeed.
oh, it fails, right. Yeah. Why did I ask me to roll then? That's just rude.
Can everyone see anyone's results? Because I can't.
I
can
got a
just-
26.
I can just see
I can
Carl
see
now.
Carl.
So
Yeah, I
can
can only see Carl's.
I wasn't asked to make one.
I rolled a 19.
Or do you want me to make one now?
Yeah,
thing
if
in
the rest of you
here.
can make a dex save for me, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I rolled
Do I need to make one?
Oh shit!
You do Warforged.
Oh, am I not? Am I dead or not?
No, you're all right. You don't have no
How am I
brains
not
to pop.
dead?
Because you don't have
You're
brains
on-
to pop.
But
You're
I don't have a
unconscious.
head now.
I rolled
alright.
ability, not saving throw.
What did
I
you
should have
use
an
it for?
extra 3.
What did you use it for in the first place? Your head.
Can you make a
Just
dex
storing
save
a
for
bird.
Warforged?
Yep. I've just
How I roll
realised.
so badly.
But
But Eleanor wants to die with everyone else.
I think the bird died the first time.
Nice Warforged.
oh,
That was a bit torn. I don't know why I made you roll that one. I know you're grappled. Sorry, that was actually.
Gosh.
also
Brutal.
Watch out,
Yeah.
Cormac. He's going to come around to your room
You
and smack
see-
you around the back of the head in a second as well.
You make contact with Elwyn, and you see it just erupt. There's this loud booming reverberates. Everyone except Elwyn from the rolls. You saw it coming. Takes 39 fire damage.
It's disappointing he didn't kill any of the
No.
flavonoids.
You let it go. You hear that explosion, Elwyn. You are already sort of backing up those stairs. As soon as you're saw, you've got the shot. You back as much as you can. You're able to just dodge this. That room collapses. You see it. There's this crumbling and just overwhelming sound of rock and stone as it begins to just sort of fall in. Eleanor and Elwyn, sorry, you both. Eleanor, you're not able to get out of the way of the blast. You take a pretty heavy hit from the blast that you sort of knocked, and you see everything begin to crumble down. And lose any vision into the end of that room as it just crumbles and caves in. It is your turn again, Eleanor.
Don't I have 2 shots and a bonus action?
Oh, sorry, yeah, you totally do. Yeah, you totally get 2 shots because you are a good ranger.
And a bonus action as well.
And a bonus action. Got some tricks up your sleeve here.
Oh, he's quite close. I reckon I can get him.
What you get for thinking you've got things ready, isn't it? That's on you.
And I will cast my healing spirit on top of Eleanor.
Nice. Yeah, roll d6 for me then, Shano. Yeah, you're up, Eleanor.
You mean it's my turn?
It is.
Yeah, I was always up, like, physically. So I'm going to disengage, run, dash. Don't care which order it's in. Like, well, so I do get order it's in. Like, obviously, got a bonus action and a normal action, but I can use it either for each. So, whatever. I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna bloody help Eleanor out, and she runs off. Fucker.
I think
Well-
that's a reasonable choice to make at this point.
Where are you? I'm assuming you're behind me. I actually have no idea.
Yeah, I just healed you.
Yeah, well, I'm running past you. So, we could probably have this quick discussion as I run past saying, get the fuck out of here because we're going to die.
Can't believe you're going to leave me behind like this. I'm gonna haunt the hell out of you all.
It is that Carbanoid up next.
I was staying.
Why would you stay?
Follows.
I'm on eight hit points, and everyone's dead.
It starts dashing. Elwyn, you see Eleanor benefits from the healing spirit. Then you see her turn and start heading up the stairs. As you do, you see that last Carbanoid that you can see beyond where the cave in is beyond all that starts dashing down behind her, then stops. It looks at you. It actually just stops and meets your eyes, Elwyn. Just gazes at you. And then it casts Plane Shift. You see, just from its feet upwards, disappears. It fades out. Elwyn, Eleanor, you both see that fade. Just silence. There's this slight. You can hear a little bit of smouldering. There's still some sound of some movement where the walls and the roof in that sort of this lower level have come in, caved down, caved in. You can still hear this small sort of movement as it's all beginning to settle. What do you both want to do?
My healing spirit. Can I move it through stuff where it's like spiritual?
I think you may need to see it, but let me double check. Yeah, you have to be able to see the space.
Okay. I was going to try and like send it in there to see if anyone was alive.
It's got 3 uses left if you want to use them on Eleanor.
Eleanor, I can heal you 3 times before we run.
Roll 3d6, quick.
Has Helen just legged it before I do it?
Well, I'm sort of intending to run as fast as I can actually.
Okay, let me heal you first.
Well, I don't want to spend I don't want to spend 18 seconds under here because I don't trust that the whole building's not going to come down.
Alright, are we not going to try and save them? They could.
I mean, can you move what is probably several tons of rubble? I certainly can't. Like, I think we can possibly save them. I don't think we can save them by just us two.
Looks sad, but he turns and goes with you.
I think the only way of saving them is to get. Of course, Z fucking. Z, you're dead.
Yeah, Z's dead, so D's squished like a pancake.
I don't think there's any way of saving them that isn't.
Before I go, I'm gonna just drop to my knees and like do a little pay of respect before we go. And I'll just go behind Eleanor.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both come back up onto that level with that jail, those holding cells. Wendo's still laying on the floor, unconscious, up here.
Shh. We're not the best people to carry her, are we?
It's up to you guys. You can try and take her with you, or you can make your exit.
Should I try to heal with you? Sorry.
Have we got anything we can carry her on so we can like double team carry her?
You
Wait,
can,
who?
Wenda.
Oh shit! I forgot about Wenda.
Forgot about 3 other people.
As we get up, so Wenda is how many floors above us? Sorry, how many floors above this scene?
She's just
1.
1 floor up on that jail. You left her on the jail prison level.
Was it the J? Yeah, sorry, I can remember. Okay, but by the time we get up there, which is like probably seconds, is there any sort of hint that the building is like going to collapse entirely?
Doesn't seem like it. If anything, it's definitely silent now.
I will try and kill Wendo and just see if Eleanor helps.
Yeah, I'll try.
Continue trying.
Yeah, if it's gone quiet here, then maybe we can take a second here to discuss things. Basically, I will do this semi out of character to avoid like back and forth or what have you for speed purposes because I'm aware most people aren't playing. I don't see a way initially that just us two moves what is essentially tons of rubble to get the people out. I think the best thing to do would be to get out of the building, go and find the mayor, and then get more people down here. Like, we need like an army down here. Let's be real.
We should have an army down there to start with. Stupid humans.
We had like 10 people, but like that's like approximately 1 order of magnitude too few, if not more. That's where I'm at with that. Like, I don't see how we do it. I'm also slightly concerned that the building's going to collapse. Although it seems that that might not happen now. But I just don't see how we get into and save them.
Owen will sadly agree with you, and like.
However, 1 second. Shit. Nope. I have a spell from the Raven Queen that helps me with people who are dying, but unfortunately, I think all these guys just died. Like, it's for people who are dying but not dead, and everyone just died. There was no dying.
Warforged was dying, if that helps.
Yeah, but not for a round that I had to. I never had a turn.
No, this is true.
He was dying. They were dying.
You guys can take Wenda and go for help, yeah?
I think that's the only option we've got.
Cool. I think that makes sense in this situation. Okay, so I can readjust things quick and just make sure everybody is. appropriately dealt with and not left doing nothing for the next 2 hours, let's take a brief 5-minute break, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a good.
I'm guessing it's the 3 dead people you're going to sort out, because I'll go and get a drink if that is the
I
case.
would say of the list of people I need to speak to and deal with stuff, you're probably fine, Shane.
Cool. I'm going to go and get a drink and do some bits.
One thing I will say before you do this, Sam,
Mhm.
is if it decides that people are like, yeah, my character's dead, they're just going to be dead, I'm more than happy to like roll a new character to join in, like if you start the party somewhere else, if that makes sense.
Let's go.
Or not, either way. Like I'm cool with either thing, but like,
I would probably have to make a character.
I don't want to awkwardly shoehorn Eleanor into a new group if we could just make a new group elsewhere, if that's what people end up doing. Or it's a real dream, whatever.
Let's not
Who's got
panic
JR?
yet.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, one thing is I'm easy.
It's all good. It's all good. Cool. All right.
a ridiculous bonus to my intelligence saves, so it had to be very unlucky to fail those. And I was. And now I'm buried. But hey, just stick a stone on top of the archives of Thentos and it'll be fine. Easy burial.
That's true.
Do you know what? Mid-Journey is like definitely crazy. I'm thinking for like Netrunner, like this image that I've made here, it doesn't really show anything. It's just some colours in some sort of somewhat evocative way, but it should easily be a Netrunner card art.
Is that Garbanoids Go Boom you wrote for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Well, isn't this is the thing that the artistic community are worried about?
Yeah,
I mean,
actually, that's replaced the job of an artist
Yeah.
for probably a full day at least.
At least they don't have to write NFTs now.
That's true.
When Nisei started, they were using what are they using? What was it
It was
called?
the Google. Is it Dreamweb or something?
Deep Dream.
Deep
That's
Dream.
the thing. But Deep Dream was you had to like make the image, and then Deep Dream was essentially a texturizer. Whereas this is like it makes the images from text rather than like a texture on an already existing image. And so like I can imagine for those guys it's like awesome because they get stuff which passes, especially on like a card, it passes for passable art. And they get it for free.
I don't know what class to pick.
Cool. Is everyone's present? Is Shane back? I think he went to grab a drink and stuff. Didn't
Oh, yeah, sorry, I realised I've been mute the whole time since I've been back.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Elwyn, you carry Wenda back up through the levels of the archives. By the time you get back up to the top floor, we're nearing sort of 7:30, almost getting towards 8 a.m. It's morning at this point. The sun's risen. As you reach the higher levels, you meet a group of guards, all of whom are attracted by this explosion. You're able to lead them back down to the lower levels. They take Wenda with them to seek any help for her. Your intention was to try and get as much help as possible to excavate this room, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, ideally, we would alert the mayor or someone in high power and actually mobilize some serious arms. But obviously, I'm aware that we have limited actual ability to affect change.
That's cool. You're able to get this initial group to help, and assistance also comes with that. Obviously, there are three members stuck below that cave-in. Carl, can you to make a death save for me?
Oh, that's easy. Where's my character sheet gone? That's one of them.
Nice. And we will expedite this process. Make another for me. And one more. Or maybe more. And another.
Oh. I think it's a bit riskier.
Okay then.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
And one more.
I'll psychically look over at Z and see if he's got any portents left.
Not today.
Ooh.
Not today.
Oh.
Z. There's no need for you to make death saves.
I did.
You are dead. Warforged. There is no need for you to make death saves, I'm afraid. It takes a period of hours. You get a lot of manpower and it takes most of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
able to dig out, find a few of these Garbanoids dead underneath this rubble. You come across the first body you find is Warforged's. As you'd last seen it, the head separated from the rest of it. It's not breathing. It never breathes. But this is severely damaged. The head is cleanly separated from the neck. The joints, the extremities, the what humanoid would call limbs are heavily damaged, mangled, torn. Neither Ellen or Elwyn are particularly mechanical knowledged. I don't think either of you are proficient in Tinker's tools, are you?
Absolutely bloody not.
That was the job of the other dude, right?
Yeah. C might be able to save it.
Using the experience you do have, having seen Z interact previously, and having been with Warforged for the past sort of 4 to 5 weeks, pretty hard to see a way out of that situation. The excavation continues, however. Do find some more Garbanoids. Found some more of them. The digging, the excavation continues, and eventually, inside that brass ring in the middle, you find Carl's body. Beaten, bruised, crushed. Not as harshly crushed as you have seen in the previous 24 hours or so. It's that short a time since he last died. Heavily beaten and bruised, but breathing, just unconscious, doesn't respond, but he is alive.
You're breathing, you bastard. You're breathing.
He's fucking angry to die.
These excavation efforts continue. Carl was taken away pretty urgently to seek some kind of medical assistance and to work out exactly what situation he's in currently. But the city guard that have come to assist carry on with this excavation as long as they can. They sort of work through into the late evening, into the night. Nothing else is found though.
Is the ring destroyed?
The ring is there. It's damaged. It's been sort of, you can see there's lots of like not dents, but there's scratches, marks to it. It is intact. It is unbroken. But despite all the efforts going in by this team at this point, multiple teams, multiple crews, there is no sign of your companion Xavier.
Can I at some point take a healing potion?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, one's back. Cool. Okay. Is there any sign of anything to do with the a scrap of clothing?
You're both, I assume, staying for the entirety of this, trying to assist, yeah.
Yeah, I've got no damage on me done.
Other than
investigation, Jazz, as this is all going on.
Yeah. Other than drinking a health potion, I'm basically digging it out with my bare hands.
I'm too busy crying.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I'm just knackered. I get +7, and yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you search these crew search. You know, like you saw as this went down. Elwyn, you saw the shot, and Ella, you were there for the blast. You were hit by the blast. You're pretty confident that you know there or thereabouts where Z went down, but there is no sign. There's no body. There's no clothing. You don't see scraps of clothing. You
No,
find
not a bit of hair. No book.
nothing.
Nothing.
It's the book.
I'm assuming at this point we've told them that 3 people were lost.
Yeah. If you
Well, I mean, I'm guessing we would have said like, "Come on, there's 3 people under here."
yeah, I think that's probably a reasonable reasonable assumption. Yeah.
Yeah. So at some point, we now have to.
Yeah. These crews carry on doing what they can. Like actually emptying, excavating this room fully is not. This is not going to happen today. This point, this is going to take days. This is going to take some time, but at some point, by this point, you've been assured that they will continue doing what they can. The following day, they will search for the other member of your party, your other friend. But for the time being, it seems in everyone's best interest that there's a rest taken. Z and Eleanor, you can both take a long rest.
Wait, why can't everybody else take a long rest?
Well,
Why can't I
they
take
can.
one?
Did I say Z and Ella? I meant Elwyn and Eleanor, sorry.
You definitely said Zena, and that's why I got confused.
Yeah. Z's taking a very long rest.
The longest of
Best
rests.
sleep I've had in my life.
Yeah. Well, although I don't know, the new king of the Garbanoids perhaps is maybe kind of busy.
King of the Garbs! Just carried on with the Game of Thrones references there with you, Phil.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Do I get to long rest as well?
Yeah, you can take a long. You are hospitalised for the moment, but yes, you can take a long rest. That's fine. Yeah, we Enla and Elwyn. Eventually, you have to retreat for this rest. Where do you both want to head to?
How's everyone else upstairs? Are they still like stupid like everyone else?
You guys never left initially, right? You encountered these other members and then came back down. But now when you finally sort of having put all the exertion you can into this, you sort of head back up. People seem fine as you reach the top level. People interact with you normally. There's the screaming is not present. You get a little bit of information like relayed to you in amongst this sort of panic and this heightened situation that the city appears to be under control again. The city is still on a lockdown currently, but whatever seems to be going on appears to have ceased.
We know where Carl's gone.
Yeah, you're told he's been taken to the hospital in the city. Yeah.
Cool. Can I just go to the? Actually, I'll speak to her and know what she wants to do.
My first instinct was to go up from this floor, up one floor, and just sort of collapse in the corner.
Yeah.
And not actually leave. If I realise what the time is and how long has it been since I saw my parents last?
30 hours at this point.
30.
Yeah,
Shit.
We walk past Spit and Barrel wherever we're going.
No, I don't leave then.
Well, whilst you two are still in the archives, there's you see as you both take this rest at this point, and taking in whatever has happened, the loss of two of your party and the severe injuring, it seems, of a third. You see constantly as members of City Watch come and go. People keep heading down to that lowest level, trying to do what they can to help, continuing the search for Z. You even see a couple of the Garbanoid bodies taken through at one point. It's at this point, it's very early on the Saturday morning. Dragonborn, mayor of the city, Vizira Sundergrash, finds the two of you sort of resting makeshift on one of the lower levels of the archives. She walks up to you and you see she goes to speak, then kind of stops, seemingly a little unsure what to say. And then she sort of just pauses for a second and she says, "I'm so truly sorry."
You've got some nerves coming down here.
That's
3 of my colleagues, friends, are dead. 1 dog, and what happened to Wender? Did Wender die or not?
Pepper's fine. Elwyn specifically left Pepper didn't take Pepper down into the archives last session. That's right, Elwyn. That's what I had in my notes.
Didn't Pepper die before?
That is correct.
Pepper
Didn't
did die
Pepper
before,
die
but was
before?
resurrected. Yeah.
Resurrection. Okay, so Pepper's fine. Don't worry about Pepper. What happened to Wender? Did Wender die?
Vizira tells you she's. It doesn't look good. She's not responding to anything. She's.
Do you know
alive.
why? Do you know what's caused this?
I was hoping you might be able to shed some light on that.
Your inaction, your laziness, your desire to hide the reality of this government, or the way that you have run this city from its people. That's what's caused this. What this response needed is hundreds, maybe thousands of soldiers down here to fight this, not a bunch of journalists. Instead, we've all mostly died, and I'm not convinced that this threat is over. That's what's caused this.
She doesn't.
They'll be back,
She
and we ain't got
doesn't
enough people to even defend.
She doesn't attempt to even defend herself in this moment. She just looks at you. She doesn't divert her eyes from your gaze. She takes whatever you're throwing at her. She listens. Then once you do finish, Eleanor, she just replies. She just says to you, "I'm so sorry."
And your staff, by the way, is missing. It's not here. I don't think it ever was here. So now you've got an invasion of God knows what. They're stronger than us, and they're coming for this city, and you're missing your favourite tool.
I would never seek to tell you that your anger and your upset and your judgment isn't deserved. That's more than fair. All I can do in this immediate moment is thank the two of you. I know you've lost friends, but you've maybe saved more people.
Nothing's over. Nothing even begin to be over. Our loss. The dead have done nothing. It is, I predict, a mere speed bump in their plans. There's no need to be thankful because we haven't done anything other than died. It's the only thing we've done yesterday.
Then all I can do is hope that you're wrong.
No, you can't. What you can do is do your goddamn job and have a proper response to this.
That's
Otherwise, it won't just be us. It won't just be 3 journalists dead. It will be thousands of innocent people up there. Above my pay grade for this, I'm afraid.
Yeah. We've got a lot to deal with. I accept that, and I accept I'm not alone in the blame for this, but that in no way makes me.
You're the goddamn mayor. The buck stops with you. You are alone in this. I'm sorry.
For
What's happened. But you and the rest of the city's council, you need to know what's going to happen. You need to have a plan when they come back again.
Yeah, I understand that now. I do understand that, but the way I see it now, we've got 2 problems to solve. Murdery Tinkrock hasn't been seen.
He's one of them.
I understand that. I understand that, but unless you believe he's one of those bodies we've pulled out of there, there's every chance he could be in this city, outside of this city, anywhere. I understand that we need to do that, and I don't know. There's how do we go back from this at this point? If the things I've heard over the last 24 hours are true, and these things can control you, change you, influence you, how does anybody in this city ever look at their neighbour the same way again? And I know it will anger you, but the instructions I've been given from the government and from the Emperor himself are quite clear. Six members of the City Watch Guard went rogue and threatened to kill the Emperor. And for that reason, the city had to be put on lockdown to protect the Empire and to protect the citizens. Because if we tell them the truth, nobody will ever trust anyone again.
I stand up. Just spit on the floor. Just look her dead in the eyes and say, "You're fucking spineless." And I'm just gone at that point.
Yeah. She turns to you, Elwyn. And she just says to you, I suppose you feel the same way.
I don't know. What makes you sleep at night?
I'm not even sure I ever will again after this. I understand that Eleanor's angry right now, but my main concern, whether she believes it or not, is the people of this city and is the city itself. And you and your friend did admirably. You saved this city, and my main concern right now is what happened to what should have been down there on on that lowest level. If the Staff of Willing is not there, it's somebody. It's somewhere out there. Somebody in Thentos has it right now. And if you'll excuse my frankness, you're someone like you knows as well as anybody what they could do with that.
Very true. But did you know there was a bronze ring down there that you can put in here to from?
I knew there was a ring down there. I was aware. I know it's some kind of transportation device, but we've never used it. As far as I'm aware, nothing before now, nothing had ever occurred like that.
You know how long it's been there for?
Again, as much as your friend seems to think that I am to blame and I am the city itself, there's a lot, even as mayor, you don't get told. I swear to you on the city itself, when you told me the staff wasn't there, that was the first I knew of it.
I would recommend finding out who built the bronze ring down there, and that would lead you to who caused all this.
That makes sense. That is something we'll look into, obviously. You're
And they have also probably got the Staff of Willing. They've probably portaled in, took it, and portaled back out again.
in which case you're right. We need to find out who that is.
That would be the first thing I would do if I was mayor, but I'm not the mayor, it's you.
Well, that is what I'm trying to do, I guess. Like I understand that Eleanor is angry right now, and I understand that you are probably angry right now, but that doesn't mean that our interests have to be separate from one another. If there's anybody I trust in this city right now, in this government, in this empire, that I trust to be looking into this situation, to be dealing with this situation, it would be the two of you, and I guess whatever's left of Garbin. I don't want to sound callous right now, or like I'm heartless to what is going on and what you've experienced. Just to make it clear, any information you can find on the location of the staff, you will be rewarded extremely handsomely for that. This is the number one priority for us now. Anything you can find about that, we will reward you. And if somehow you're able to find that staff, return it safely and without anybody using it, we will reward you in a way that's built. We will see that you are treated correctly.
You know, if someone's taken the Staff of Willing, they've probably already used it.
Then hopefully, with all due respect to my government, whoever's used it had a clearer intentions than the last man that did.
We don't know yet.
Well, my offer stands. I will, wherever you need, if you see fit to assist, we will provide you with.
Okay. First of all, we probably better check on our friend. I've enjoyed having this little chat with you. I better go after Eleanor now.
Okay. And Elwyn,
Yeah?
I really am sorry.
Well, we went in there to save Carl. At least he's still alive. Sure, that's what you said. Spare Carl if we go in there.
Yeah.
And I'll just walk off after Eleanor now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two of you are leaving the archives, I assume. Yeah.
I don't know where Eleanor went, to be honest. I was just going to go and find her unless she's already gone.
You waiting for Elwyn, or are you doing something else, Eleanor? Or
Charlie here, or has he gone off angry?
oh, muted, I believe. Very, very angry. That's fine.
Very
I'm
angry.
back. I had to step away. I headphones on, but I had to step away from the computer for a second.
It's all good. It's all good.
Also just angry. Just went to scream into my pillow. I am actually just getting like Eleanor is just fucking livid. So I'm actually going to do something really maybe controversial.
Okay.
I'm stormed off, so at quite a pace. So given how long the chat went on for,
Yeah.
I'm probably at least a story above, maybe two.
Yep.
Probably two actually. But whatever. I'm going to go. Well, I'm going to ask you a question first, actually, and you can, given my time at the record and given what I know about how printing works, could I essentially disrupt the printing process such that I could get my own story inserted into the newspaper? I want to circumvent Levi, basically.
Certainly not impossible to do.
I mean, I know it's illegal, and if I get caught, I get caught, but I want to try it.
It's definitely, where the actual printing takes place. You would know when it takes place. You would know the people that do it. Yeah, there would probably be some amount of persuasion required, however you decide to do it, diplomatically or otherwise. But yeah, it's absolutely doable.
Well, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Okay, in the interest of not splitting the party any further than we already have with the dead people, no offense, dead people.
Rude.
Elwyn, you're with some pace, you can catch up with Eleanor before you both leave the archives. And it's up to you if you want to share your plans or not, I guess.
Well, I'm just going, and if Ella wants to ask me questions, I'll answer them. But I will not be offering the information willingly. Not out of any sense of wanting to hide information. More so, I'm just doing something, and I'm really fucking pissed off.
Bad things happen when you're pissed off.
Yeah,
Regrettable actions.
yeah, like half our colleagues dying.
Wow, not even friends, just colleagues. Brutal.
Yeah. A random question here now, Sam.
Yep.
In early, you said that Elwyn turned up with his village killed by the staff of the staff.
Yeah.
I spent my character thinking that orcs killed him. Hence, I went off killing orcs. Did I find out that I went off in a lie then?
Do we disagree strongly on your backstory? 1 second.
I went into garage killing orcs because orcs killed my village when I was off hunting.
Maybe you just thought the orcs killed your village.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe I thought it, and Sam actually was self-willing, and I was miscorrected and went off killing orcs for no apparent reason. Which is even better there, Sam. If you just maybe figured out that I've been doing a whole lie. Hence why I had that thing with the orc.
Interesting. I have contradictory notes on your backstory.
Oh, that's
I'm happy to keep it that way. That I did not actually know, and I just went killing orcs thinking they killed the village, and it wasn't them.
It
was a staff of willing.
That's exactly what I intended that realization for you to be last week, and it's not the fact that I seem to have two different documents with different origin stories for Elwyn.
This is all going to plan.
Yeah, you've yeah.
Well, yes, Elwyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, yes, you definitely always believed they were killed by orcs.
And now I realise it was a lie.
Indeed.
Can you just check my backstory Because I'm pretty sure there was one where Carl just had a really nice, quiet life and nothing bad happened at all.
Yeah. Immune to falling rock damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might be.
Yeah, sorry, Shane. I have no idea how I managed to get
Fine.
that wrong.
I think how you've done it is amazing, because if that is true, and the timing was fine, then Alwyn went off killing orcs by mistake, and you just figured that out.
He
After
couldn't face the
600 years, he went off killing orcs.
Yeah, you both make your way to the record. It's a Saturday morning in the city. The city's quite quiet still. As far as you understand it, the city is still locked down. But there is life around the city. It seems like people are active, even if they can't come in and out of the city just yet, or quite yet. You arrive at the record. Ella, you're just heading in. Are you making any attempt to... You sort of secretly making a way in, or...
No, I think I'm too pissed off for that. I think I'm just going to go. I'm also not going to stop and talk to anybody necessarily. I'm going to sort of straight to the kind of manufacturing part of the record.
Yeah.
Character. Don't newspapers get printed off like 2 in.the morning? So wouldn't they already be on the shelves by now?
This newspaper only comes out 3 times a week. Yeah. So there's no need for daily overnight printing. News travels slow. Yeah, you both arrive, make your way in, and you both immediately become aware of the fact that there are members of staff looking at you, a bit surprised. You are both at this point. You are, you're both bruised. There is dust, gravel, dirt, sort of. Your clothes are stained. Neither of you are looking at your best currently. You can see there's like some whispering, some conversation going on.
Yeah, I walk to, I guess, like the I don't really know how printing presses work. The foreman of the printing press.
Yeah.
We can shortcut this slightly rather than role playing out, dragging it out for sanity reasons. Basically, I'm going to say that I have an emergency news story that I need to put into the front page of the news from Rosera Sundergrash, the mayor. It's breaking news. It's really important. I've just come from it. We need to move really fast.
Can you make for me a deception check?
Sure.
Nice. A true journalist. Yeah, he sees the state of you, knows you pretty well, knows you've worked at the record for some time, has no real reason to doubt you, is aware that there's some kind of situation in the city. It doesn't seem out of the realms of possibility that this would be, truth being delivered. Yeah, and asks you what message needs to be shared.
The headline is "They walk among us."
Nice. Yeah.
And then I explain it's like a report from the desk of the mayor. No, I leave the mayor's name out of it. It's just a report that there are attackers, enemies of the people, walking among us. They may look like us, they may sound like us until they turn against us. They will kill you. Be vigilant.
You say this out loud?
P.S. They're goblinoids. I'm explaining I'll explain to the foreman. I'll go through the story with the foreman guy. So yes, it is out loud. Yeah.
He says to they'll next edition doesn't go out till Monday. They've got plenty of time. They can scrap what's already in printing and make sure that this
needs to be a special edition. It needs to go out tonight.
Tonight.
Is that possible? How possible is that?
He tells you he'll have to get some extra bodies in, but they can make that happen. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's it. I'll leave
Okay.
that.
Cool. As that discussion is going on, there is a bit of murmur of activity, and you see Levi Atwood walking towards you both. He actually goes straight up to you and immediately, and he just approaches you immediately and says, please tell me what I've heard isn't true. 3 more?
Yeah.
Ziviel? Carl?
I try to lead him out of like the factory floor area
Yeah.
to talk about it, and I'm gonna try and change my demeanor and really hold back the anger, or so I don't want him to overhear them talking about any of this stuff because obviously I'm trying to do it surreptitiously. I will just explain the story.
Yeah. You see this sort of the horror as you explain it to him. He as you sort of recounting it, he sort of shakes his head, seemingly, unsure how to react to all this. Once you feel on each of them, he tells you he first of all he calls somebody over, and insists that somebody heads over to the hospital to check in on Garbin, see what his situation is, and ensure that.
When you do that, can you send someone to the Horse and Barrel? Because he sent his daughter and wife there. They might want to know where he is in hospital, so they can sit with him or something.
Okay, yeah, we'll see to it. And he says, make sure anything that needs to be done for Mr. Garbin, and make sure he's being well looked after. This paper will lose no more members of staff to this. He turns to you, Eleanor, and he says, I can see how angry you are right now, and I absolutely understand that. This is a professional courtesy that I extend this piece of information to you. The Emperor's office has been quite clear to us on the messaging we should be delivering. So the story that we will be publishing Monday morning is about guards gone rogue in an attempt on the Emperor's life. I understand.
That's bullshit, and you know it.
Yeah, I do know it, but sometimes you have to work within the cogs to influence the machine. And I would hope you know me well enough at this point to trust me.
Levi, it's not about cogs and machines. There's not really a goddamn fucking machine left. You're talking about acting as a cog, as part of a cog inside the machine. You're more likely talking about acting as rust inside of scrap, because that's all that's going to be left of this city, of this country. If we don't get the word out now, ASAP, this is not.
What would you prefer? We descend into civil war like the L? No offense, present company, but you've heard what's going on in Shape. Every man for themselves.
Why would there be civil war?
Didn't you remember, earlier that Slade told us that he assassinated the king of that area?
Yeah, Slud, yeah.
I said out loud to see what Levi's reactions to that.
You see Levi clearly stops for a moment. So what?
Yeah, this Slade said he assassinated some guy. I'm trying to think of his name now.
The Slud or the guy?
The Slade. Who did he say assassinated? He said it was someone high important.
Yeah.
It was
Prince?
Yeah. He's apparently in the city.
The High Lord.
Yeah.
Shade.
Yeah.
You. An assassin killed him.
Do you know what? It's funny, Levi. This would be a fucking excellent story. A
Yeah.
great story. This would be the kind of story that I would love. I'd relish. It would make me fucking happy. It would be the story of the year, but not right now.
Worst thing is you had him locked up.
Everybody in shape could all of a sudden miraculously grow 20 feet tall and start walking across the ocean towards us, and it's not as serious as the situation we're going on right now. This situation is not resolved. Whatever the fucking mayor seems to think has happened, she has got her head in the sand. This is not over. If this was over, lie to them, lie to the peasants, and support the ruling class. Whatever. I'm too tired, too angry. There's too many things to argue that point. But this is not over. So it's kind of on you, Levi. And I'm sorry, speaking out of place. I'm too pissed off. I've lost too many people right now. If we don't warn the people of the city, it's not a case of they didn't find out the information, they didn't find out the truth. It's a case of we will all die. This is very, very serious.
And if
I leave it up to you.
If I don't print the story I'm told to print, then who do you think Orinda employs to print the stories tomorrow? It'll just be another yes man.
At least there'll be a yes man left.
On the subject of which, I was asked to pass along a message which may be considered somewhat late at this point. But your group impressed Miss Featherstone. I was informed that she was rather impressed and taken by the exuberance of the late Xavier.
I'm fucking awesome.
And she insisted that your team were to be suitably rewarded for their work. Please control your anger. I am but a messenger. But I was told to let you know that Miss Featherstone would be doubling your weekly wages.
Ah, I see. So, Alan, you can take Carl's wages. I'll take Z's. What are we doing with Warforged? Put them in a pot?
I'm still alive.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You take Warforged, I'll take Z's. Sorry, Carl.
He's basically dead. It's fine.
Look. Do what you like. All I'm going to say to you is when the world is burning at your feet, when you look around you and everybody is dead and they come for you and they rip your head open in that last second, as you look into their eyes, ask yourself, was it worth it? Which sort of history do you want to be on?
He stops promoting and he sort of considers your worth and he just looks back at you and says, a man is only a small part of this world, and we each do what we feel we are capable of in the pursuit of what is right. Not all of us are built to fight or to investigate, but perhaps one day you will come to understand that even in the grey areas of this world, some of us are trying to at least lighten them. I'm sorry if that's not something we see eye to eye on, but
There isn't going to be one day.
I can at least tell you that my conscience is as clean as I could hope it to be.
It won't be. When you see what's coming, I've seen them rip open your employees' heads and eat their brains in front of me. When they come for you, perhaps you have a different perspective.
Perhaps. There's like a silence sort of hangs in the air as he sort of. This is quite clear. This has come to as close to an agreement as it is going to be. And he just says to you both. He says, "I know now is not the time, but if you are ready to return to work, if you need us, you know where we are. The record is always here." What would the two of you like to do?
I'll say thank you to him, and then the last parting words, because I have to say the last half of the last word, is something along the lines of just remember my words when they rip your head off, and I'll walk off.
Nice.
I'm going to go. At this point, I'm going to go back to my house,
Okay, that's cool.
my parents' house, and just I don't know, rage, sleep, rage some more, maybe drink some alcohol, cry, rage. Probably for like a while.
What's your next plans, Elwyn? At least in the immediate future.
If we're having a break in that sense, I think Elwyn's going to take his frustration out at the blacksmith and do some work there.
That's cool. Okay.
And continue making the weapons I was making.
Cool. All right. In the spirit of moving things along, yeah, Eleanor, you return home. Your parents' home. It's empty. They aren't there. It seems they took your advice. Just consider that another problem on the pile. Said with no glee or joy at all. Yeah, Elwyn, you head to the blacksmiths. There's always work there. When you arrive, you are sort of briefly greeted, and there's this sort of slightly knowing silence. Avery is clearly aware somewhat of what has happened, that you've been somehow involved. She knows the rest of your group, obviously having met them. She leaves you to do whatever you need to metaphorically, and I guess probably actually let off steam. We will skip forward to Monday, 2 days later.
Yeah, I think by this point I probably also would have popped into the hospital and seen Carl. I'm assuming he's still unconscious.
Yeah, there's no chance to visit over the weekend. The hospital won't allow anyone to visit. Carl is being kept in a private area. He's extremely unwell.
Yeah. That makes me more angry when I go home.
Early Monday afternoon, Elwyn and Ellie, you've both been told that you'll be able to visit. Carl, you're conscious now. You have been for about 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
This is the damnedest hangover you've ever had, and that's saying something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. The last thing you remember, you remember that arrow coming from Elwyn towards you with the flames. You've got no anger. You asked for him to do it. You know why he did it, but fucking hell does it hurt. Beth and Sasha have both been here.
If I got the choice,
Yeah.
I would say I didn't want to see him.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. They in that case they both tried to see you yesterday and have tried to visit again today, but you know the hospital respect your wishes and turn them away. They do at this point tell you that you have 2 other visitors. They tell you as an elf and a human female say they're friends of yours.
Yeah. Yes, and I'll see them.
Yeah, Elwyn, and you get shown in.
And what happened to my attempt at making the newsletter, the news go out?
Oh yes, the sorry, I should have totally come back to that. Yeah, you are successful. The news has gone out this morning as you told them to change it. It seems that Levi did not go back to check on it or anything like that.
He's me so fucking mad.
Your message is spread. Yeah, you both are shown in. Carl is laid up. I was about to say he looks the worst you've ever seen him, but actually that's not true because his head's intact. But otherwise, he's heavily bruised, heavily damaged, but there's no permanent injury. He has 2 arms, 2 legs.
That's the requisite number. Oh, there it
Feels
is.
like shit,
So,
mate.
where's the others?
2. Z
Z?
again, he's dead. Z, well, I don't actually know where Z is. Presumed dead. Warforged, he's dead.
Did you get the book?
Z wasn't there. His body, his book, they were not there.
Did any of
As far
them
as we
get?
know, yeah.
Did any of them get away?
No, one
Yeah.
got away, but they wouldn't have had the book.
But Z's not there.
Z's not there. I counted the same amount of that I saw Garbnoids in their bodies come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Garbnoids in there that were in the room, we got the corpses out. One plane shift away that was up next to me and Eleanor in there.
Have you seen the? Have you heard the news? They're blaming the guards.
I think that'll change soon.
Well, I need a few days, but once I can get out of this bed, we're gonna go find Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know where they are. They might be there. They might. I don't know. We looked in the rubble, and as far as I know, we couldn't find them. But
He's always talking about his plane shifting spell. Maybe he's plane shifted
just-
over somewhere and he's in a different realm.
I just don't know.
Are they gone? Have they found Murdery?
No. But we don't know. He might have been there.
That's possible. I don't know what we do now.
Yes.
Maybe we should take some time to figure out our next thing.
This is bigger than us, isn't it? It's bigger than just some fucking journalists.
I'm more of a people finder than a journalist.
Bigger than a
I've
people finder.
probably never written a story in my life.
Well, you work for a newspaper, so it's bigger than. This is the kind of shit that kings deal with, that armies deal with. Not fucking not us. There ain't much of us left anyway. Yeah, we can try and find Z. I don't know where to start. Alan, what's your ideas? How do you track down someone who just disappeared?
Pick up the scent, see if Pepper can find his scent.
Okay.
I would say maybe his hometown, but I don't know.
Marshall folk?
Marshall folk.
I think that's where they said they're from.
God, that makes me happy.
I wonder
Or
if- yeah, or perhaps we should just stay here.
we go and find the cult people that book belong to.
Hmm.
We can find the guy that sold him the book, or we can find people that know the book.
He was travelling from Marsh, whatever it is, Marsh folk to here, wasn't he? When he got the book, that's what he told us.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That sounds like a start. I'd like to get out of the city.
As you sort of mentioned that, one of the nurses sort of comes in, overhears you and says, it'll be a few more days before you can get up and going, but you're perking up and you seem like a strong one. You'll be alright in a few days. Just need to cut down on all these visits. They're gonna take it out of you.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
you're on your feet next.
2 days.
Okay.
I can't stay here longer than that.
Okay.
You get your
What do you
stuff
think?
back.
When you think we can do some work around here for 2 days?
I can make some stuff. I could try and make it. Do you want me to make it? What we're gonna go and look for Z traveling? Yeah.
I think so. I think that
Shall
makes
we-
sense.
Try and
Maybe
get
we
like.
should look around here first, just for some ideas.
Okay.
They,
Go on.
I'm staring at the goblinoids on the foundry.
Oh yeah, that's quite
Should-
a tease, isn't it, at this point? Yeah.
It's quite depressing looking at Warforge's grave.
That same nurse comes back in at this point. Speaks to Eleanor and Elwyn and says, we'll have to ask you to leave at this point. It's important. Carl gets all the rest he needs right now. These repeat visits, it's too much. This will wear him out. He needs rest right now. You can come back in 2 days' time, and he should be ready to go.
Can I sleight of hand before you leave and drop him some alcohol I've picked up on my way there?
Yeah, definitely,
Can I sleight of hand pass it to him?
absolutely.
See
Cheers.
if I take it or not. I'll sleight of hand it so the nurse don't see it.
That's all good. Yeah.
Did I spot someone who might look like his family, like waiting outside or anything like that, or have they gone completely?
Not right now, not currently, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Eleanor and Elwyn, you leave. That's that nurse. She carries on around the room. She sort of takes a few notes, Carl, As she's sort of writing something down, and she stops her. She's like, "Oh, actually, that does remind me. Your other visitor from this morning.
Who?
The one that came to see you this morning, the charismatic chap.
What did he look like?
You must remember quite. If I don't know how to be so. How to say this? I guess. Certainly would stand out in a crowd.
Dark skinned?
Are we there? Are we there
Yeah.
yet still?
No.
No, it's after we left. Yeah, sure. So I didn't know if it was after this or just as we were leaving. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Dark skinned, about whatever Z height was, with purplish hair? Can't remember.
Yeah. Charming as well. Charming. Quite
Full of himself. Full of himself.
That's a fair assessment. I totally forgot actually.
He came here this morning. Did I talk to him?
Well, no, I don't think you did. I shouldn't really have let him in, but he was so convincing.
Yeah, he's like that. Don't worry, that's fine. It's not. That's fine. He'll be back.
Told me to give you this though. Actually, she pulls out a piece of paper. Quite aged, covered in writing.
Age from the book.
Yeah, it's definitely from the book. She passes it to you. You can see it. You've seen the book before. It's covered in this script, which to you means nothing. But you do spot there is just at the bottom of the page there is a piece written in common, in a different ink, clearly much more fresh. And it just says, "Always keep learning." And it's just signed with an X.
Okay.
That's where we're going to end that session. It's a little early, but in the interest of the fact that 2 players are being excluded, and that seems like a decent place to leave things.
What is dead may never die.
Yeah, indeed.
Sent you a message.
Me?
This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Is that
It's
what the
magic
message
bullshit.
said, do you think?
Magic bullshit.
It is magic bullshit.
Wait, so Z's not dead?
Of course Z's dead. Z's head got exploded. What are you on about?
Well, Z's not dead, I think.
Shit. Well, just to make it easier for planning for everyone, probably apart from the dead players, I will at the first opportunity pass on that information.
Yeah.
To the to Eleanor and Elwyn.
Cool.
Shall I change my name to something starting with E? Would that make sense?
Well, you
So-
got about as close as you can to having to do so.
Yeah, indeed.
So out of character,
Mm.
sort of, well, like end of session stuff.
Yeah.
Like, is there a firm plan for what to do going forward? I'm aware that it's kind of uncool for what is now close to half the party to not be present at all.